Welcome in to another edition of SE Checks In. We have a former Southeastern women's basketball great with us, Emily Williams. Emily, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Getting back to some normalcy, and it's nice to get back on campus. We just opened the campus up to the public Monday, so it's nice to get back on campus. Emily played, like I said, basketball for the Savage Storm from 2012 to 2015. I'm going to have to go to the notepad here on some of her accolades because she is one of the greats to come through here. She's a two-time All-First Great American Conference player. She was a Great American Conference Female Athlete of the Year finalist. She was the Southeastern Athlete of the Year. At that time, she was fourth in the Great American Conference in scoring with 18.1 points per game. She was the only player in the conference ranked in the top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists. The 11th player in program history to surpass the 1,000-point mark, fifth in scoring when she graduated, seventh all-time in rebounding, and then her senior season alone was sixth best in scoring with 545 points. So I know a lot of people that would have just been happy with one of those things, let alone the laundry list of things. So she was a great for Southeastern basketball. She transferred here, played for 3 years. We'll just kind of go off that. What attracted you to Southeastern and made you want to come transfer here?
Yeah, so it was honestly totally random. I transferred in, so I went to a school out in West Texas my freshman year, and I'm not a West Texas girl. Found that out real quick. And so I just kind of told my AU coach, hey, I want to transfer. You know of anyone? Didn't know anything about Southeastern. Wasn't recruited by them out of high school, so weren't on my radar at all. But my old AU coach had sent several girls to Grover, and he was down a player and was kind of just in need, and it kind of just happened. And for me, it was a total God thing that I ended up at Southeastern. And but again, just super random, didn't know anything about it, and so just met Grover and was yeah, I went out of West Texas. Let's do this.
Well, it's interesting. That's kind of how those things worked out, and I would say it definitely worked out. One thing on top of that is you did help Coach Grover get to, I think, his first Coach of the Year award. So that was big for us, and I was a student here as well when you were here, so I got to see all those things happen, and we definitely had some teams. 20-win seasons, that's hard to do in basketball. Every game is important. So I've listed all those things. What was it like playing at Southeastern for you with your teammates and all that?
I still count those years as the best years ever. Grover is honestly one of the best coaches I ever had. He was he pushed you, but it was all I don't know, just super supportive. He was just always there for us. And I don't know, I just had the most fun there. I still have some of my best friends from my team, and we just goofed around and played hard. And like you said, my senior season was so fun. I mean, we went 20-10, and not a lot of people do that. And it was just I don't know, just super fun. Some of the best years.
Well, college games are very, very tough to win because the team you're typically playing, they're on scholarship too. So that's a big feat, and it was an awesome time at Southeastern. So you get through playing after 3 years, you graduate. What was your degree in?
I got a BS in graphic design, and then I minored in marketing.
I gotcha. And so Emily kind of had a unique path. When she graduated with her degree, she had a year of eligibility left, and we did not actually have a women's golf team. And so she transitioned to go play golf at another school at the Division I level. And then you got your MBA, correct? So how was that transition?
That was crazy. My dad was the one. So my dad wanted me to play college golf anyways. And so he kind of got the best of both worlds there. And I was yeah, sure, I guess I'll try. And I just basically asked the coach if I could walk on. I knew I wasn't good enough for a scholarship or anything. And it was a super fun year. It was, I don't know, we got to do some cool things. I went to Arizona and went to Las Vegas and played some golf. So it was a fun time, and I had a really great coach there too, who was just super supportive of me being there. So that was just a super interesting thing to do, and I'm glad I did it.
Well, that like I said, that's a unique thing. And for those, on top of her basketball accolades, She can play some golf. I played golf with her a couple times, and I think she beat me by 20 to 25 strokes. So she can definitely play. And so, you know, you graduate with your MBA. What'd you do right after when you got done?
Yeah, I actually went and worked for JCPenney at their corporate office in Plano. So I went there. They had like they have a really great training program for people straight out of school. I met them at Texas State at a college fair. So just interviewed with them on campus actually, and got that job as a business analyst. But quickly kind of realized business analyst wasn't what I wanted to do, and so I'm actually in marketing now. But yeah, that was my first job out of grad school.
So after your first job, if I remember correctly, did you move to another state for a while? Now I think you're back in Texas, but talk about that little transition.
Yeah. So I did like I have had 3 jobs out of school, which is probably unlikely. But I was just trying to find my way, honestly. So I was at Penny's for about 8 months, and I just decided that wasn't the right path for me, and that also wasn't the right company. So decided to move in with my sister actually in Tennessee, and her 2 little girls and her husband, of course. And so that was super fun. I got to be with my nieces, which they were far away. So I got to be, you know, Aunt Emmy and have some fun there. Kind of did just a really low key job, kind of taking some time off to figure out what I really wanted to do career wise. I was getting more into the graphic design part of it. So I worked for a little design boutique and was kind of getting my feet under me in terms of going back towards graphics. So that's what I went and moved out there. And yes, now I'm back in Texas. I'm in Austin, actually. I'm the print marketing manager at Realty Austin. It's obviously a real estate company. So I'm on the employee side, not an agent. But yeah, I'm in marketing now, do a lot of our graphics, but also get to use my business degree too. So it was like perfect.
That's good. So, you know, the last 4 to 5 months we've had as a country has been very different. How have you handled that? What have you been up to? Have you done anything unique? Have you figured out any unique hobbies that you thought you never would have done? What have you been up to?
Yeah, so I actually bought a house in the middle of a pandemic. So I closed on April 1st on my house, and then for all of April, I moved in at the end of April. So all of April, I was actually renovating it. My house didn't have any flooring in it, and it just needed a complete rehaul. So shout out to my parents, because they came in every weekend and we got to work, or I guess I put them to work. So that was super fun. Honestly, I truly enjoyed that process. And so, yeah, bought my first house, renovated it, and I've been in it since end of April. And then after that, it's just been weird. Lots of FaceTime calls with family. Yeah, I've been playing some sports, playing spike ball, playing volleyball, trying to get outside, going swimming, doing whatever I can to stay active.
That's good. I'm sure you all have been busy. I know a lot of people that are in the realty business, and they said it kind of never slowed down for them. It
Not really.
actually got more work on everybody. So
yeah,
you know, so that's what she's been up to now. She got to use her degree she got from Southeastern, and you know, it's given her a path to success. And so I'm going to ask you this, and I ask everybody this: when I say Southeastern Oklahoma State University, what does that mean to you?
It means kind of like, in a sense, home, and also just like I said earlier, just like fun times. Like I have some hilarious stories from college. I think everyone does, but with my teammates. And that's, you know, we spent every day, all day together. We had hours and hours of road trips and all those things. And I just, you know, truly enjoyed that. And all of my memories are good. And so it's like a sense of home. I love getting to go back. I love when we have alumni weekends, and if I can make it. It's kind of far now, but I still make it. And I like going back and seeing everybody. So that's kind of what it means to me.
Yeah, you know, that's the one thing I'm catching on. And it's the same thing with me. You know, college athletics brings so many different individuals together, and you're with them for so long, and you go through all these experiences, and then everybody branches off and does their own thing. But, you know, you still have that core group that you still talk to. You know, I still talk to the guys I lived with, you know, almost every day. So that's the one unique thing. And I like to be biased and say that's a Southeastern thing. And so that's, you know, that's kind of what we're here for. And then, you know, Is there anything you want to say to Coach Grover or say about Coach Grover while I have you?
Oh, that guy. He was great, honestly. Like I said earlier, one of the best coaches I had. He was not only super supportive, but also just like taught you about the game and helped you be better. And I am super appreciative of him. But also just like little stuff. I mean, he used to ask us like the weirdest questions before practice or after practice, and we'd all really get to know each other and him too, you know, because he would always tell us the reason why his answers, and you just always felt like he was there, and same for Sammy. And it was just, you always knew you could call him, and he always said that if you were in a bind that you could call him, and you really could. And so he's a solid dude.
It's interesting when I talk to him, you know, I can name drop almost anybody, and he knows what they're doing, where they're at. You know, he does a really good job staying in contact with everybody. Every person that I've talked to loves playing for him. We're lucky to have him at Southeastern. You know, the success we had this year. I'm convinced it was because when we had players like you help set the foundation, and so you're still part of that Southeastern family. You know, and you mentioned the alumni weekend. You know, we need to get you back because you've probably seen it on social media with our new weight room, turf room, all that kind of stuff. You know, we're counting down the days where it's going to be open. And so, you know, being a former student athlete, you know what the old weight room was, and to be able to see it now, I really am excited to get people on campus for them to see that. So you do need to make time for an alumni weekend and come down and check that out, because it's definitely, as a former student athlete, it makes you feel there's a sense of pride there that you love. So.
Yeah, well, for sure. It looks awesome what y'all are doing. I'll have to make it up there because I don't know. My dad's actually a professor there now. I don't know if even you know that, but
yeah, he came by and talked to us one day. He he actually told us you were buying a house, and we were like, oh yeah, you know. And I can't remember if it was. I think it might have been right after they shut everything down. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, he swung by and talked to Keith and I, and yeah, he said he was doing that. And I said, well, that's awesome. So that's great, but. Anything else? You got anything else you want to talk about, bring up, say to your teammates, anything like that? We're going to get more of your teammates on here, but we wanted to start with you because, like I said, the laundry list of accolades, she's one of the best to ever come through Southeastern.
Yeah, I miss my teammates so much. I actually was literally just texting Shelby and Madison today. I lived with them for the majority of my time at Southeastern, so still some of my best friends. And yeah, I love those girls. They were awesome, and I miss it. So if anybody wants to like fake me being a freshman again, I'll come back. Just gotta let me know.
Yeah. We I don't know if we could do that with the eligibility, but we can sure try. So, well, Emily, I appreciate you taking time today, talking about your experiences at Southeastern. It's a special place for all of us. I'm honored to talk to somebody that had these accolades and did so well for Southeastern. So thanks for taking time. Come see us. You know where we're at. Just hop in and say hello. So
for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.